Jen here with a YA book review for you of the third book in the Charlotte Holmes series by Brittany Cavallaro, and this is The Case for Jamie. You can check out my reviews for the other two books on this channel. I really loved the first Charlotte Holmes book. I can't remember what the actual title of it is. I don't think it's just the Charlotte Holmes book, but I really loved that one. It was like 4 stars for me. The second one, which was The Last of August, I think it was called, I didn't quite love as much. It really kind of suffered from like second book syndrome. I can't find it. I mean, it was okay, but like Charlotte took a really deep, dark, downward kind of spiral. And in this one, it starts out after the events of The Last of August, so you definitely have to read that book. And it actually references stuff in the first book too, so you definitely have to read the other 2 books before you get to this one. And it kind of alternates chapters between Jamie's perspective and Charlotte's perspective, which their perspectives are very, very distinct, which is super helpful. Charlotte is very analytical and kind of unfeeling, but she's working on that in this book, and Jamie is kind of dealing with a little bit of post-traumatic stress and anxiety based on the events of the previous summer, but he's also missing Charlotte, his like best friend and love interest, in their own awkward way. And Charlotte is dealing with her trying to feel feelings, dealing with her motives. What are the motives of other people? You know, am I bad for Jamie, and do I make his life worse? You know, so therefore I should remove myself from it. And then Jamie's kind of trying to move on, but he's not fully present. So the book is a mystery, so I don't want to spoil it for you. There's not a big, like my friend and I were talking, and she was kind of disappointed because she was wanting more. Whereas for me, I've kind of been in a reading slump and coming out of a lot of morbid fantasy sort of books, and even a morbid science fiction book with Obsidio. It's kind of violent and more morbid. This for me was just what I needed. So if you're really looking for anything gory, that's not in this book. If you're kind of looking more at motives and people's relationships and that kind of stuff, I think this book is really good with that. There was a plot twist, but I kind of figured it out at the same time that Jamie figured it out. There's also a lot about, a little bit about Charlotte's personal life. We got a lot of that in book 2 about like how her parents are and why she is the way she is. There's a little bit more about that, but we get even more about Jamie's personal life and like his mom and what's going on with her and his sister, and then what's going on with James's relationship with his wife, current wife, and then how does Leander fit into all of this. So really it's a really, I guess, relationship based. It's more relationship based, and I don't just mean romantic relationships, I just mean relationships in general. And for me it was just what I needed. The pacing is really quick. I finished it in a week, which is kind of my normal time. It's like 5 days usually, and I did take a day or 2 off from reading, I think 2 days off. But I really looked forward to reading it. I know that Brittany signed on for, I think 2 more books I think I saw. I think the 4th book, there is an epilogue in here, and it kind of sets up for something to happen back in London possibly, that maybe will be slightly standalone, maybe not. This book could have stood on its own as the ending to the series, I would think. I'm kind of hoping that one of the books, and I know I'm not the only one hoping this, that one of the books that Brittany signed on for maybe is a flashback to Leander and James, Jamie's father, and their time together. I think I read somewhere that the 4th book is going to be a Charlotte Holmes book, but it didn't say that the 5th book would be, and so I'm wondering if the 5th book might be like a novella or a short story or like a companion novel that maybe follows a young Leander and a young James. I really like this series. I think that it's a really unique spin. I really love YA mystery. And this book was my favorite of the 3 so far, so I gave it 5 stars. So if you're into Sherlock Holmes and you like mystery and you like books like Truly Devious, The Westing Game, or Jane Unlimited, which Jane Unlimited is mystery, but it has a little bit of like magical realism or metaphysical stuff with the parallel universes. But if you like that kind of stuff, I really think that you would enjoy this this series, the Charlotte Holmes series by Brittany Cavallaro. So in the meanwhile, happy reading.